Welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic snow wheeling is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name's Tyler, and joining me in another episode of SnailTrail4x4, Jimmy Jet. How the hell are you, man?
I am doing very well. Thank you. Nice. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Did you know that this is episode 690?
No, I did not. Yeah, it took me a second there.
Yeah.
I think you said it right.
I think I did. I'm not for sure.
690.
690,
Damn.
man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we're coming up quick. 700 episodes.
Yeah.
About a month from now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dang, so near the end of April, probably.
Yeah, mid to late April, somewhere in there.
Late April.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds wild.
Mm-hmm. Just 700. In time for May, which is our 7-year.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be gone for that anniversary out on Trail Hero X.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Make sure you're following our socials because we'll probably be posting some of what we're allowed to show. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
I don't think we can show exactly what we're doing, but I think we can get on and say hi.
Yes.
Kind of thing. So we'll have to check it out and see what the rules and regs are there. So. So let's see, what else do we got going on? It's Monday. Happy Monday to everybody out there.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys had a fun weekend and had a good time out there. The snow is all melting very quickly.
Yes, it is.
I jumped in my car yesterday and my car said it was 89.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what the fuck? Get out of here.
Was it sitting in the sun?
Because it was sitting in the sun.
Yeah.
So once I got moving around, it was 77.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Well,
that's crazy.
Supposed to have some warm weather ahead. I heard we might have record-breaking heats in the future.
I wouldn't surprise me, and I will be moving to New Zealand here soon.
Yeah.
So I'll be chasing the forever winter instead of some people chase the forever summer. Yeah. Going from southern to northern.
Makes
hemisphere.
sense. I like I've showed you these guys before on Instagram, but they've seen these guys that do like the name the top 10 deadliest animals, and these two dudes. They did one, where is the furthest away and safest spot you can go once World War III hits? And New Zealand was number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know it's far, like you'd think it's kind of close to Australia because they kind of go hand in hand a lot of times, unless you're talking to an Australian or a Kiwi. They would disagree with you on that fact, but it's pretty far out there.
Yeah. I was under the assumption when I was there that I could be on like Australia or New Zealand and see the other one. And that's not true.
No, not at all.
No,
it's like a 3-hour plane flight.
Yeah.
From between the two.
Right.
So
yes, absolutely. It's like us being able to see Nevada.
Yeah.
No, not going to happen.
No.
Yeah. So, but at number 1 was Fiji, because Fiji is like just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
In the ocean. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like furthest point away from the war and also like isolated.
Most isolated. Yeah.
And that was Fiji number 1 and New Zealand number 2.
Nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
Anyways, you made me think of that with New Zealand.
Nice.
So
That's
and
cool.
I wouldn't mind it, man. That would be fun. I would like New Zealand.
Yeah. New Zealand's a pretty rad place. My aunt and uncle just got back from New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
They were supposed to go on a cruise around New Zealand.
Yeah.
And the cruise got canceled like the day before.
Oh no.
So they were already in Australia.
Yeah.
Hanging out for 2 weeks before as part of their vacation. The cruise got canceled.
What?
And so they're like, what do we do for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, we go to New Zealand and hang out.
So they called up a travel agent, and this travel agent in less than 24 hours on their national holiday made a whole like plan for them to travel New Zealand. So they did that, and they said it was the best trip they've ever done.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So
talking about canceled cruises. Questionable if my parents are going to go on their cruise in April.
Oh yeah.
Their first stop is Turkey.
I was going to say, do they go through the Strait of Hormuz?
They're supposed to go, they're going to Istanbul.
Oh my God.
Which is damn near the war.
Yes,
right
it
now.
is. It's very, very close there.
Don't know if that's going to happen or not. So
yeah.
We'll see, which I'm not too upset if it gets canceled because I'm supposed to take care of their house and I'm supposed to also be in Moab at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. Nice. Anyways, there's some fun backstories for everybody. Hope you guys did have a good weekend or having a good start of your week here. We've got a lot of fun things happening on our ends, especially with, Tyler just got back from Overland Expo and I probably, got damn near closing or finishing my fence. Yeah. That's probably was my weekend task. Nice. Let's see. So we've got some giveaway items for you guys that we need to discuss real quick. And then we'll jump into, I think we're going to cover the SnailTrail4x4 Snow Camping Trip on this episode. And we'll talk about the event and how fun it was. So where do we want to start?
Let's start with this guy.
All right. Little Devos.
Little D. This is our little D in the studio. It's a really cool, sweet little light. It's the new Light Ranger 500, which has not even been posted on their website yet. But it's a sweet feature-packed little package light. 500 lumens of light coming out, which is plenty. It'll blind you when you're looking right at it.
Yeah. Both of us made that mistake first time.
Motion censored, orange and red lights as well. So a tri-colored LED. Their normal high quality packaging where you can drop it. I don't know what its IP rating is. I would assume it's very similar to the 1200s and 2000s that we're accustomed to. A hook on the back side of it to hook it to lines, hang lines, etc. Magnets to hook it onto a metal surface. A 1/4-20 threaded insert on the top of it to put upside down on a stand. Whether it's their mini stands that you get with it or a big stand, say you have one like what we have here in the studio. I think these are 1/4-20 threads on the end of our microphone holders. We can put it on there.
Devos also makes adapters for their, whatever the larger version. Threads for the 800 or Devos, 1200, 2000s and bigger. They make adapters to do that you can put onto those stands to go to the 800 or the 500.
Nice. It's a really cool feature-packed little thing. It's designed to be under like tents, canopies, stuff where you don't need a ton of light and you're kind of like late at night. You just need to see what you're doing kind of thing. I think that it's going to be a phenomenal tool for in the vehicle, like an extra light to go with your headlamps that you keep in your vehicles all the time. Everybody should be. And this is more like a small mini area lighting. That way you don't have to pull out your Light Ranger 2000 or 1200s. You just pull this guy out, stick it on the side of the vehicle with the magnets, and you've got area lighting wherever you're at. So
you could, or under the hood. You pop
under the hood, awesome spot for it too, for sure.
It right to the base of that hood, turn it so that's just to the two lights facing down.
Yep. That would be a great thing for that. So anyways, really cool little package that we apparently are like one of the first ones to even see these and hear about them. So you guys are getting to hear about them and see them before they're even launched on the website, which is pretty cool. So you have a chance to win one of these and we're going to get a stand with it too. These guys are only about $64, $63 for this little 500 lumens light. Awesome little package. And we're giving one away this month for March with a stand. All you have to do is go to irate4x4.com and sign up for the monthly giveaways. That's really as easy and simple as it is for that. So, check these guys out especially once they launch them on the website. We'll let you guys know when they're live. And I have an idea.
Oh,
and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I'm worried.
You should be.
Tyler, whenever Tyler has ideas, it's
it means there's going to be a lot of work involved.
It means I have work to do. Is what it comes down to. Yeah, absolutely. But it's a cool little light, for sure. Light Ranger 500 by Devos. Thanks guys for sending that out and allowing us to give it away. Let's see. We've got reviews going on. We are always accepting reviews. Reviews are one of the number one ways that you can help the podcast grow and get heard by more people. And when we can grow and get heard by more people, then we can do more cool things like give away the Light Ranger 500 or set of tires or a winch or things that we've given away in the past, just because we can get out there, we can show our impressions, we can talk about who hears us, how many people are out there that are listening, and companies enjoy getting those fun stats. And then we can give cool stuff back to you because you left us a review and started this process off all at the beginning. So we're coming up on 800 reviews where we're giving away an Onyx Elite membership. When we get to 850 reviews, we're giving away another Onyx Elite membership. And then when we get to 900 reviews, we have upwards of $1,000 giveaway from Morphlate.
Yep.
So big thanks to Morphlate.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We're giving away some cool stuff. We're braided hoses, which we talked about 4 months ago now when those were released. That's in the package. And then there's some other stuff that is not even released yet that is going to be coming out. That's going to make it upwards of $1,000. So go leave a review, Apple Podcast, and get in there to win some of those get on to win the Onyx stuff and then get yourself eligible to win the Morphlates things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots of cool stuff happening on the podcast side of stuff, things we have planned for you guys this year. So hopefully we reach 900 reviews this year and we can do that Morphlate giveaway. That'd be a lot of fun. Some really cool products that have been drifting around in my head for a while that we're looking at coming out with. So let's see. What else is there? What else? Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Keep your ears holes open for April when we open the gift boxes. And eventually we'll release some dates for another meetup for SnailTrail4x4. We'll probably do something maybe late spring, early summer, so we don't kill Tyler in the sun. But I think that this one might be a little bit more low key. Yep. More of a get together hangout.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be probably here at the Morphlate warehouse. So, we'll another story later on.
Yes. We'll figure out more and we'll tell you more later.
Yes.
Sweet.
All right. Anything else, man?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Let's take a quick break then, and we'll be right on back with, story time from the listener run that we did, the snow wheeling and snow camping setup out at Uncle Tom's cabin.
At 4-Wheel Underground, we have something for everyone's 79 through 04 Toyota vehicle. Whether you've got a Chevy Dana 60, 05 and up Super Duty, fabricated, FJ80, or mini truck axles, we got you covered. 3-link, 4-link, parallel, and triangulated suspension kits, we've got you covered. Under-bed coilover mounts, through-bed coilover mounts, trailing arms, cantilevers, custom-tuned coilovers, and air bumps, we've got you covered. Frame stiffeners, subframes, skid plates, shock towers, and more to come. Make sure to use coupon code SnailTrail at 4wheelunderground.com because we've got you covered.
Welcome back, ladies, gentle ladies, kiddos, boys, girls, everybody out there. This is Monday's episode, so we could talk about what we would talk about is we're sitting around a campfire with all of our buddies, having some drinks. I finished my other cup of coffee, so I'm out of drinks now.
You finished that one again?
Yeah.
Wow. You need another one?
Maybe. We'll see. I haven't had any food in my system today, so probably 3 cups of coffee is not the best idea.
Yep. Maybe.
So I'll hang tight for now.
Fireball shots.
Oh, those are that'll work.
There you go.
Dude, I had a apple fireball
on this trip.
I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed.
I had some too. It's sweet, just like Fireball is, but it was good. I mean, you can't go wrong with cinnamon and apples.
You can't.
So I was quite impressed with it.
I want to take that and use it as like one of the base flavorings for an apple pie filling.
For a legitimate apple pie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
like
that's
an
a great
actual
idea.
apple pie. Yeah. So
what is it called when they light the Cherry's Jubilee, where you light it on fire? I wonder if you could do like an apple jubilee with it's actually probably the whiskey's not high, or the alcohol percentage isn't high.
I don't think it's high enough in Fireball. To do that.
Oh, well,
you just get a caramelized thing because it's all sugar and glycomate, whatever that is.
I don't know. Sounds good though.
Glycomate is a ingredient in coolant, isn't it? Glycomate? I don't remember. Anyways,
you got me.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's in Fireball. But anyways,
so wait, what are these then? You have some in studio.
Are those the apple ones or
Blazing apple.
No shit. I didn't know those were the apple ones. I thought they were the normal ones.
You going to take one right now?
I'm going to take one.
Are you serious?
Here we go.
All right. Well, and I got to play with you.
You're going to play along?
Yeah.
All right,
if we're going to try this. Carson said these were really bad.
I thought so too. I thought these were the normal ones. I didn't realize these were the apple ones. I can't get it open one-handed.
If you're watching on video, here we go.
Cheers. Dink. That doesn't taste the same as the apple one we had.
This is bad.
This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. This is not the same as what we had on the trail.
No. I'm glad we did this.
Ignite your taste bud. You're igniting something, all right. Oh, we're gonna finish it. Dang it, Jimmy. I was just gonna. I don't think I can down this whole thing. Do you have a bear box around just in case?
Right there.
Right there. I'll work on this throughout the episode.
Go get yourself a coffee and add that to it.
That's not a bad idea. All right. So we put together a snow camping trip. And I was I don't want to say pleasantly. I was very happy with the turnout of it.
Okay.
Because we didn't tell people where we were going, what we were doing.
We just told you a date.
We just told you a date and
really not that far in advance.
Not that far in advance. And we didn't even say where to meet up or anything until a week before. At least in terms of the recording, when the recording hit the air, right?
Right.
So if people listened to the recording like a few days after it came out, you only had.
I think we were about 2 weeks in advance.
2 weeks in advance?
I think
where we were saying. Oh, God.
But still, most people are planned more than 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Like my summer's almost fully booked already.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But so having only 2 weeks of notice and not knowing where you're going, having a general idea that because we said Sierras and a few hours from Sacramento.
Yep.
Only a few spots that you could really go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we let up with.
Yeah.
I wanted to only the day before send out coordinates on social media. That's what I wanted to do. Tyler poo-pooed that idea. He said, no, we need to tell people more information. And I was like, fine. But one day I'm going to do an event when I say save this weekend and I'm going to do just a coordinate post.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to get there. And that's where we're camping.
We tried that one time with Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
Yeah.
And they essentially said, fuck off. They didn't realize it was us at the time, though.
True.
So when we did it.
What we need to do is we need to do that again, but then tell them where to be and when to be there and then just not show up.
I don't know. We're there. Where are you guys at?
You must have the wrong coordinates.
Like we did with Trail Chasers at SEMA that one time.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was good times.
Good guys.
Yeah, man. So we went out to Uncle Tom's cabin.
Somewhat. We started. Yeah. So let's see. Let's back up. So a few weeks before we posted that we were going camping. And we just got hit with that big snowstorm.
Yep.
Huge, massive ginormous snowstorm about when we released that we were going camping.
Yeah.
And at first we were talking about it and we didn't know that if there was going to be even snow. I was talking to Rance from Uncle Tom's and he was like, you guys might not be able to camp down there because it's just going to be muddy and nasty and we don't want the ground tore up.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, like, yeah, we'll figure that out. Luckily we did get bombed. I messaged Rance and I said, hey, like snow's coming down. Are we going to be good to camp? And he said, yeah, you guys should be fine.
Well, then the question was, are we going to be able to get to Uncle Tom's?
Yeah, that was the second question.
Yeah.
And then third thing that happened was all the rigs got stuck on Mormon Immigrant that we talked about last Monday and Tyler doing the recovery on Friday and then not telling me that he was home safe and sound like by noon. And I was like, shit, are we going to still be able to go? Like Tyler's not even off the mountain yet. Like, but then realizing that he's probably fully already packed.
Yeah.
Because he's been going up to the snow all week.
Yeah.
And so he was pretty much ready to go. Just needed to maybe throw some camping gear in and then go. But yeah, so it started with, okay, meet us at Stumpy Meadows
9 a.m.
9 a.m. at the
nine-
boat launch.
Yep.
There's a big open parking lot there. We figured it was still in the snow, so you had to figure out trailer logistics or whatever you needed to figure out before you got to that location. Actually, Rover Dawn went up on Wednesday, Tuesday,
a few days before,
Thursday,
Mhm.
and he scouted out where the snow line was, how bad it was, where there might be available car camp or trailer parking, and did some reconnaissance for us.
Yep.
And he gave us some good information so that we figured we could make it to the Stumpy Meadows parking lot. The rain hit, dropped a lot of snow. There was also some tracks in there already. So also there was the poker run going on for the Jeepers Jamboree.
That was my main concern.
Yeah.
It was like making sure we get out ahead of the poker run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was the Jeepers Jamboree poker run going on that same exact weekend. So our goal was to leave at the exact same time that the poker run was leaving from Georgetown.
Yeah. We would be leaving Stumpy Meadows.
Yes. So we'd be leaving Stumpy Meadows at the same time they were leaving Georgetown. And we were roughly about a half an hour up the mountain from them. So that would give us a half an hour head start.
Yep.
We were slightly delayed to leaving Stumpy Meadows, waiting for people to show up, Lee, and maybe another person. We left before Lee got to us because vehicles were starting to show up for the poker run.
Yeah.
And we're like, we got to go.
Yeah.
Lee, we got a hold of Lee on the radio and we took off. But before we took off, let's talk about who was there.
Yeah.
And what vehicles were there.
Yeah, we had a good range of vehicles. I was impressed.
Really impressed with that. For one, like we did that run up Fisher a few years ago, and it was all like
garbage cans.
Yeah, trash cans, dumpsters,
XJs,
all XJs.
Yeah.
It seemed like all Jeeps. This wasn't the case for this one.
No, we had a great mixture, and it was. We made jokes about it because we're like, "Yay, our listeners aren't all XJ owners. This makes us happy." But yeah, we had. Okay, so let's see. We had Kellen, show up in his kind of CJ buggy thing.
CJYJ.
CYJJ. There you go.
CYJJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it was a CJ front clip.
Yep.
With like or was it a CJ entire body and then he cut off the back half of that and added the YJ body to make it longer?
I thought he said it was a CJ front clip and then a YJ body and another YJ body to turn it into the same length of a Scrambler CJ8.
That sounds about
pretty
right.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds similar. Okay. That's more or less what I thought, but I was like then second guessing myself that he could just do the entire CJ body and then add a little bit of YJ at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a hodgepodge Jeep.
Yep.
It looked fucking awesome though.
Yeah.
It was rad.
Yeah. It did really well all day long. Yeah.
Yeah.
His passenger was Frankie.
Yeah. Frankie.
It was fun to see Frankie out there again.
Yep. Fortune off-road.
Yep. We missed Frankie. He's such a great dude. We've always, love hanging out with him, and we're always sad when we have to say goodbye to Frankie. And then we're like, when are we going to see Frankie again?
I miss him already.
Yeah, you do. Me too.
He's such a good dude.
He is a really good dude.
Genuine, cares, always down to help with whatever, if there's a problem. It's just, super stoked to have him out on the run. It was fun to hang out with him.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and he often makes appearances over on the Fortune Off-Road Instagram account. So if you ever I would highly encourage anybody listening to go check out Fortune Off-Road on Instagram and shoot him a DM and just say, "Hey, tell Frankie I said hi. We miss Frankie."
Say SnailTrail4x4 says hi to Frankie.
Yes.
Or you heard about Frankie from SnailTrail4x4, any of those things.
Yeah.
Kellen was great too. It was my first, I met Frankie before, my first time meeting Kellen. We've chatted a bunch of times on Instagram. And it's fun to put the face to a name.
Yeah.
Right. Or the person to a name, because you can still sort of see the faces sometimes on Instagram. But when you actually get to sit down and have a conversation with somebody that you've had conversations online with, it's fun. And it's always, we've talked about it a bunch where they know absolutely everything about us. They know, but the thing is now I get to turn the whole entire conversation about them, right? They'll ask me questions like, oh, how's this X, Y, or Z thing going? How's the Samantha build going or whatever? And I could talk to them and I'm like, I don't know how much you listen, but here's what's going on where I'm at. But then I can turn it all around and I could be just like, all right, tell me your life story because I have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But so it was great to meet Kellen. There was a lot of fun hanging out with him. Great to have, I'm glad you brought Frankie along because I don't think his samurai would have made it.
No.
But it would have been fun to see him try.
He has a, I think it's a YJ. I think Frankie has a YJ.
Now? Both. He has both, doesn't he?
I think it's both, yeah.
Yeah, but
the YJ was like the super cheap one. He got a screaming, like, I think he got it free or like $100, $500, something like that. And so kind of the thing is he's trying to see how much he can build it up on as little of a budget as possible.
Got it.
So he tries to spend like no money on it whatsoever.
Yeah. But I think he would have known better to bring a Jeep on the Snail Trail 4x4 run.
You would hope. Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike Colin.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. So that was the first vehicle, which are two fantastic gentlemen.
Yep. Second vehicle that showed up, I think, was the Wild Horses guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Ford Brigade.
Maybe. Because I came in right with them.
Okay.
Because so you were there and Kellen was there, and then I pulled up with the Wild Horses Ford Brigade.
Yep.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, and then so you showed up in Bobcat with the assistant. And then the Wild Horses Brigade showed up in the Exploder, a Ford Exploder, and a Ford fucking Ranger.
Ford fucking Ranger. Yes. Which was awesome, by the way.
It was fun to watch that thing try and go through the snow.
It struggled a little bit in the snow, but I really like that build.
Yeah?
I really do. It's way too low for you.
Yes, I was gonna say I don't like it,
but I bet that thing parties in the rocks. I think it would do fantastic on the Rubicon.
You think so?
I do.
Okay. I feel like it would get hung up too much.
I think it needs bigger tires. I think it needs at least 37s.
It's a long wheelbase, so like I feel like it's gonna just get its belly and chassis hung up all the time.
Yeah, but they were gonna do a pre-runner build on it, so the rear is like I think it's 4-linked. I don't know if it was or 3-linked or not. I
want to say it was trailing armed at least.
Was it trailing armed?
I believe so.
And then the hoops were going through the bed.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they got an axle. So they solid axle swapped the front, but they kept it super low.
Yeah.
I thought it looked really good.
Okay.
I really liked it.
I appreciate the craftsmanship of it. It's just not what gets me going.
Right.
So it's not a panty dropper for me.
No.
Yeah.
Nope, definitely not.
So,
but yeah, so there was that was Carter and Morgan were in the Ford fucking Ranger, which I thought Morgan, you guys knocked it out of the park. That was awesome. And then we had the Eddie Bauer Exploder.
Yes.
We got reminded numerous times over the radio that it's an Eddie Bauer.
Yeah.
And you can't diss it because it's an Eddie Bauer.
Yep.
But who is that driven by?
That was the MFer Ben.
MFer Ben.
So Ben Dover from Between the Chicos. That's who that is. He was in the Exploder with a couple, had a full rig. He had 3 people in his car.
No, he didn't. He had 1.
I thought he had 2 people in the back seat, or at least 1 person in the back seat.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I have imaginary friends apparently that ride with Ben. So
Tyler's never alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought he only had a passenger.
Okay.
And I don't remember his name. Sorry.
Yeah. So we had the 2 in the Ford Brigade. And let's see, we had, after they showed up, I believe the Rovers showed up.
I think Brendan.
Or was Brennan next?
Brendan next. It's Brennan, right? Or
I think it's Brennan.
Brennan. Yeah.
Like our other buddy Brennan from Trail 4R.
But it wasn't Brennan from Trail 4R. It's another Brennan.
It's a different Brennan.
The only other Brennan I've ever met.
Yeah. So this guy, I actually randomly, I think it was when I was being really active on iRate 4x4.
Yeah.
When I was going through the whole axle build and trolling people about the axle build. And Brennan was putting together a run up on Mormon Immigrant Trail.
Oh.
And so I went and hung out with him and a few other people from iRate 4x4 for the day.
Cool.
Up on Mormon Immigrant. And so I don't know if he started listening to the podcast or if I'm pretty sure he was listening actually before we went up there.
Right.
And so he came out and joined us for the trip for the day snow wheeling. So he didn't stay the night, but he came out in a white TJ.
Yeah. Which was new to him.
So it's kind of a new build, and he's like, I'm excited to kind of figure out and see what this thing does in the snow.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, so he's been snowleaving before. He went, you actually joined him on a trip, and now he's joined us on a trip. So yeah, that was cool to meet him for me the first time. He was a really nice guy.
Yep. And then
he was one of those kind of quiet guys, but you could tell he knew he didn't need to showboat, right?
100%.
He's like, I know what I know. And I know, a little foresight here. He put himself into situations in some deep snow, and I didn't need to babysit him because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. I agreed.
So,
and I really like this about this entire crew. Only one person needed babysitting.
Yes.
and it was a re-rip.
And he was the last one to catch up. He was the last
one to show up. So anyways, Brandon was great to have there today. We'll get into some stories. After him was the Rovers.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had Donnie show up in his red first-gen 4Runner. And we had a Country Club Tyler, which we affectionately have called him now.
Yeah. So Donnie had a gentleman named Robert, who I met Donnie, Robert, and Country Club Tyler all down at King of the Hammers. They were all there too.
Oh, okay.
And so that was the first time that I met Country Club Tyler and Robert was down at KOH. So it was fun to see them again.
Yeah.
Out wheeling with us.
Did Country Club Tyler have his family down at KOH?
I would not. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. But he brought his entire family out with us, including, how old was it? 6 month old?
Around 6 months. Yeah.
6 month old baby.
Yeah.
So he brought his wife, which names escapes me. And then Cooper, the boy.
Yep.
Who's probably 7, 8. Yeah, probably in that range. And then, and then the baby.
Yeah, the baby, 6 months old.
6 month old. And then Donnie, who's probably about that same age.
Don mentally, he's around 7 to 8 as well, like Cooper. Yeah. So, it was. I was very impressed when I saw them pull the 6 month old out of the car, and I was like, "You guys staying the night? Or are you just here for the day?" And he goes, "No, we're snow camping." I was like, I'm impressed. I took my 4 month old on the Rubicon and Fordyce. But I won't take my 2-year-old snow camping yet. Right. So I'm like, I don't know. It's just it's the next level.
I think it's easier when they can't walk around or crawl yet.
That's fair.
Snow camping wise.
Yeah, that's true.
They're dependent on being off the snow and warm.
I think the other problem with mine is that he's not a co-sleeper.
Okay.
So like if we're all laying in a bed and co-sleeping, like nobody sleeps.
Right.
So he likes his own bed, his own space when he's sleeping. And it's just colder I don't know, I haven't come to terms of how to best mitigate that for a 2-year-old.
Right.
But which really just comes down to sleeping bag, some blankets, and same thing I would do for myself, but I just can't, I don't know, I haven't got over the hump yet. Anyways. Congrats to Country Club Tyler for bringing a 6 month old on a snow camping trip. That was cool. So we had his family, we had Donnie.
Somebody else showed up and we actually missed his arrival. But yes. Yeah. So we have you, me, we had, I'm going down the list that we wrote. No order here particular. You had you and me, we had Donnie, we had Country Club Tyler. Donnie had Robert with him.
Yep.
Country Club Tyler had his family. We had Kellen and Frankie, Brennan, and the Ford guys, Ben and Carter. We missed another 2nd gen 4Runner.
Andrew.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew came in. He was, I think, before the Ford guys or after?
He was before the Ford guys.
Oh, yeah. So he came in about the same time as Kellen and Frankie. I almost said his real name.
Yeah.
Frankie. Andrew's 4Runner is really cool.
It's nice.
Very well done. It's a very clean body. And he did it up very similarly to Kermit in terms of like the stance. I think Kermit looks a little wider because his axles are slightly wider, but Andrew used Super Duty axles linked to the front. The rear is on leaf springs still. But it's a really nice build, very similar drivetrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice, very clean. I really like that rig.
Yep.
I don't know why, but it looks better than Kermit.
So that's it for today. We'll see you guys. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's a very clean build. I didn't get to see the interior of it at all, but the outside of it and the whole thing is very, very well done. So,
yeah. I think it's just yours looks like it's been put through more abuse.
It kind of has for sure. It's not as clean, right? Yeah. Kermit is not a clean body and build anymore.
No,
so
no. And that was pretty much the group.
Yeah,
I believe that's pretty much it. So from there we took off, and then Lee, which is the only one, Lee and his kiddos, we haven't really mentioned, was the anchor. He caught up to us pretty quick.
He did
up the road.
Yep.
When we radioed in, we found out we got in radio contact with him, so we knew he was close because we were talking on Simplex. And so we took off up the hill.
Well, we also had a pretty good idea of where Lee was thanks to Onyx.
True.
Yeah. So before the trip, I want to say the day before, 2 days before, something like that, Lee made a group on Onyx for the new group rides feature, which we just learned recently is rolled out to everybody right now. It's not only to the beta testers. It's not only trail guides. It's rolled out to everybody. So if you have an Onyx subscription, I believe the Elite subscription, you have access to group rides now. And so Lee made a group and added a bunch of us to it.
Yep.
And so we could see where all of each other were while we were traveling up to Uncle Tom's, up to the snow line.
Yeah, it was you, me, and Lee.
I thought there was one other person in there that was just offline the whole time.
Oh, maybe.
I don't think they were on our trip. I think they were just in the Lee's group.
Yeah. Delta Dave.
Maybe. Yeah. So it was really fun to be able to kind of watch everybody's progress and be like, okay, they're getting closer. And then Lee popped up in Simplex range on the radios. And that's when we knew it was very nearby.
Yeah. I really like that feature. It was cool to see that, it's like we could track him up 80. We can track him where he's at. The bummer side of it is you need internet to be able to upload to your location.
Worked just fine for me.
Well, you had Starlink running.
Yes, I had it on my dashboard.
Lee did not have. Well, Lee did have Starlink running on his rig, I believe, too.
The whole time while he was driving too?
I think. I don't know if it was when he was driving, but there was times when it showed him offline.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he was like outside of Georgetown.
Yep.
And then he would jump to before Georgetown, and then he jumped when he probably got cell signal to after Georgetown. So I think it's a really cool feature. I really like it, especially if you're in an area that has a bunch of cell signal. Or you have a Starlink in the group or something like that. The bummer part is that it relies on cellular data, or some sort of internet to be able to do this. Yeah,
you have to have a data signal on your cell phone in order to run the group rides with Onyx feature.
So it worked good on Fordyce. It won't work very well on the Rubicon.
Yeah, it wouldn't. The Rubicon has been getting surprisingly good, well, at least with texting service.
Okay.
AT&T, at least with AT&T, I've got AT&T, and I used to only get signal at Cell Phone Tree. I get signal like off and on often.
Interesting.
On the Rubicon now.
Okay.
So, I haven't tried data necessarily yet, but,
well,
I also just run the Starlink, so I don't pay attention to cell phone data.
But it was really nice to have that group, and we could see where kind of each other were and how we're traveling up the mountain. I also think you need to have Onyx open. Maybe that was part of it.
Maybe. I know. Yeah. You definitely, you need to have Onyx running at least in the background.
Yeah.
And so some cell phones, depending on how you have Onyx settings set up in your OS, your operating system on your cell phone, it can be set to run only in the foreground or also run in the background or not run at all if you don't have it up in the foreground. So, yeah.
So maybe that was it. Maybe he just had it down for a little bit and
could be
brought it up, and then he jumped to where he was at that point.
I did realize this weekend, because I ran Onyx pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
That my phone is not set to stay on when Onyx is on.
Yes.
And so I was like, this is getting really annoying. So I need to go and find that feature. But find that setting. Yeah.
So we knew where Lee was. We knew he was close because we got him on Simplex. We knew he was close because we had him on the Onyx groups, which is a really cool thing that they're rolling out.
Yep.
So we took off from Stumpy Meadows to head up to try to beat the majority of Uncle Tom's people. Or the Jeepers Jamboree Poker Run people.
Yep.
And let's see. I think you took off first because you had Kermit on the tracks.
Yep.
Heading up the hill.
Yep.
And then I don't know the particular order that everybody was in, but I was anchor.
Yep.
I was the caboose. And then driving up from Stumpy Meadows, there was snow at the start, and then it turned to patchy, and then it turned to very dry for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And then we started getting into snow again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Past Uncle Tom's, pretty much.
no. It was about Uncle Tom's.
Okay. A little bit, yeah.
Around there. I
Okay.
think that we were hitting snow. So, but from Uncle Tom's up the mountain, well, before Uncle Tom's, Lee caught up with us.
Yep.
It wasn't long after we left that Lee caught up with us. And
Yep.
I threw him in line. I still went into caboose. And then, our goal was to try to get to the top of Hartless.
Yeah.
And so,
we had reports that since the storm rolled in, nobody had made it to the top of Hartless Peak yet.
right.
And so Hartless is it's the route that Wentworth Springs Road takes from Georgetown down into essentially the Rubicon.
As you head to the Rubicon.
As you head to the Rubicon. So Wentworth Springs Road connects into Ice House Road, which is the main access road typically that most people go up to the Rubicon in. That may not even be a factual statement, but anyways, one of the main access roads, and Wentworth Springs Road connects into that, and then Fall is the same road as Ice House Road for a while, and then splits back off as it goes up to Airport Flat Campground, and then around to Wentworth Springs Campground, and then into the Rubicon, the Intertie. And so Hartless is a pretty popular snow recreation area because it's a paved road on Wentworth Springs Road. So it stays open for snow recreation, kind of like Mormon Immigrant Trail does if you're familiar with NorCal, or stories that we've told in the past few weeks about Mormon Immigrant and how it's used. The fun thing about Hartless is that coming up from Uncle Tom's side of Hartless Peak, fairly easy in comparison.
Gradual. Yeah.
It's gradual. It slowly gets harder and harder, but it's the south facing side.
Which way? I would say it's west facing.
West facing, west, a little bit north facing.
Northwest.
Northwest facing.
We'll meet in the middle there.
There you go. And so that side gets a little bit more sun coming up from the Uncle Tom side. If you on the other side, the east side of Hartless, it's a little bit more south facing. So you end up with a lot more shade cover on that side, and it's typically much more difficult snow wheeling than the Uncle Tom side of Hartless.
Sure.
So in my opinion, and I've been doing snow wheeling up in the Sierras quite a bit, if you are looking for the most challenging spot to go snow wheeling, typically that backside, quote unquote, of Hartless Peak is where you want to go.
Is one of the harder spots.
It's one of the hardest spots in the Sierras for snow wheeling.
In our general area, for sure.
Yeah, that's legal to offer it in some snow recreation.
Yeah.
So we had heard that since the big storm dumped all the snow a week and a half earlier, that nobody had really made it to the top of Hartless yet.
Yeah.
So we're like, perfect. That means the backside of Hartless is going to be really fun for this trip if we can get over there.
If we can make it to the top,
yeah.
We decide to go down the backside, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So that was kind of the goal, and we got everybody together right in front of the turnoff for Uncle Tom's. Is kind of where we regrouped, made sure everybody was together because I was on tracks and on pavement a lot, so it was slow going, but I was still going like 25 to 30, which a lot of people were like, that was a good pace. I don't know if I'd go faster than that with the air down how far we were. And I was like, okay. And then met up there and then started heading up Hartless.
Yeah.
And that was fun. We got into some pretty good snow right away, and it was pretty virgin snow. There was one set of tracks ahead of us, and I believe that was from that yellow Jeep.
The yellow Jeep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But otherwise I was out in front with like virgin snow the whole time. And so I was just kind of playing with the tracks off of the yellow Jeep's tracks off to the side and just playing around with the tracks. Cause I haven't really had a good opportunity to really push and test the tracks on the 4Runner yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I've had them for 3.5 years. But I haven't really gotten a good opportunity to really push them and see what they're really capable of yet. So I was trying to play around and get into deep snow and get into embankments and kind of climb stuff and be off camber on stuff to really see what these things can do.
Right.
And I was very impressed by the end of the trip. So
yeah, they did great.
They did awesome. It was, I wasn't able, I did not find somewhere I was not able to go. And, the really cool thing. So when you and I went out to Mormon Immigrant on that Wednesday, we had no comparison of wheeled vehicles with us.
We had a snowmobile and we had your tracked vehicle.
Yeah. So like when we were going through in the tracked on Forerunner and Kermit, I wasn't able to look and see how far we were digging down in the snow, compared to a wheeled vehicle and see like how much higher up in the snow we were sitting because of the tracks and the ground pressure that tracks gives you. On Friday, when I went back up there to recover the vehicles on Mormon, there's a great little CJ5 on 37-inch tires.
Okay.
Driven by Tim Wardlow. Lightweight vehicle, a ton of experience snow wheeling. And I was about halfway down in the snow compared to his CJ5 on 37s.
Well, that just shows the ground pressure difference.
Yeah,
right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
So this trip that we did with the Snail Trail group was just highlighting that even more because we had fresh snow that was kind of more powdery, less icy and packed in.
Right.
On the backside of Hartless, at least. So I could really see how much higher up I was staying in the snow compared to everybody else.
Right.
And it was eye-openingly impressive. So doing that, I also realized I never really got to a point where I didn't have traction.
Oh,
like, I mean, you don't like when you're in a wheeled vehicle, you end up not having traction. You spin tires.
Yes.
You don't do that in the tracks. The tracks always have traction. What you end up doing is the opposite issue. You have too much traction where the tracks will not roll and you spin the sprockets inside the tracks.
Right.
And so being able to feel when that's happening, when that's binding up and when it's about to happen, when you're snow wheeling in tires, you kind of know this thing called the friction point.
Right.
And you can feel when you have traction, when you don't have traction. That point is called the friction point. And that changes constantly when you're snow wheeling. And so that point is different in tracks. It's a friction point, but with the sprockets on the nubs of the track. And you can feel how much tension is building up and the drivetrain is binding before the sprockets just start jumping and skipping the track, right?
Sure.
And so getting to kind of feel that and equating that similarly and figuring out where that point was fun to finally get to do.
Yeah.
But there was one time I kind of buried the tracks a couple of times. But there was one time, there was a couple, I think there was a 5th gen Forerunner and a Bronco.
Yeah. When you had the assistant in with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were stuck on the side out of the main trail. And I decided to go outside of where they were down into the ditch kind of thing and then come back up. But I realized that once I got down in there that I couldn't come back up on the backside of the second vehicle. Because there was a tree or a road sign or something that was there that was blocking. I was like, oh shit, I didn't plan this out very well. And I had to come up in between the two vehicles.
Right.
And I felt like once I got in doing it, I was like, I'm such a dick right now. Like, what if they were trying to winch or strap or something? And I'm just sitting there trying to get out of this fucking...
You're just playing. Yeah.
Just playing. And no, they seemed to be really enjoying it. They had cameras out and were recording us. But that was the most buried I got the Forerunner and I had to back it up and hit it a few times because I kept hitting that friction point with the tracks where I would spin the sprockets.
Right.
And the tracks wouldn't move. But that was one of the more impressive things that I was like, I would be buried so deep right now if I was in tires and not tracks.
Well, one of the big differences for me between the tracks and tires was when you went up in that little offshoot to the burn pile and then I tried to follow you. Right. And you just like crawled up that hill.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's kind of a nice little flat landing out here. We should do our camping out this area.
It's a really rad spot to set up some tents.
And I was like, I'll go look. And I couldn't make it 10 feet past, I like hit it and tried to go and got stalled out by a berm of snow and had to reverse and then back up and hit it again. I had to hit it like 4 times.
Yeah, to get that first steep part.
To get up the steep part, then I could start crawling and was able to crawl around up top.
Mm-hmm.
And you pretty much putted up it like it was no problem. And I was probably 3/4 of my tire deep.
Yeah.
And you barely sank into that snow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very impressive, the ground pressure impact that Trax gives you in snow and the traction.
Yeah.
That was cool to finally experience after 3 years of owning these things. So.
Yeah. Well, going back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we took off from like Uncle Tom's area, wheeled up towards the top of Hartless.
Yep.
And fairly quickly, after that, Lee got on the radio and said he doesn't have any brakes.
Yeah. And I was like, well, what'd you do with them? What happened?
Where'd you leave them?
Where'd you leave them?
So Lee wasn't right in front of me. So Lee stopped. I stopped. We're poking around and we see under his driver's side rear tire that the snow is a funky color under there. And we're like, okay, maybe you're leaking brake fluid. Right. And so, we're like, can't see anything. Let's like clean the snow off. Let's figure it out. Let's drive on. Let's see what happens. And we stopped again. And he's like, yeah, definitely having a problem. Like pedals going all the way to the floor.
Oh man.
Right. And so he has a little stopper, a plug. And so he undid the hard line at like the T on the back axle and plugged that side's tire.
Okay.
And I was in there and I like pumped the brakes, making sure that it wasn't leaking at the T. We were all good. Pressure was good. We drove on, I don't know, a little while, not quite working our way up to the top of Hartless. Brendan's off playing in the deep snow. Whenever we're stopping, Brendan's found the opportunity, like, I'm going to go test the vehicle out.
Yeah.
And he would just go into the deepest snow that he could find and just work the Jeep through it.
Yeah.
It was really impressive to see him learning the vehicle.
There was a lot of times when I stopped and was like, I'm going to have to pull Brendan out of here.
Yeah.
And I never did. He always worked himself out of it. I was like, that was fun to watch. He definitely knows what he's doing with snow wheeling. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really good to see him work it. So we stopped again, couldn't find the problem. We drove on again. And the problem was still happening, and he was losing brake fluid out of his reservoir. Yeah. And so we're like, okay, you did not, that side wasn't the main culprit was one of the problems, but not the major problem.
Yeah. So
he's like, I found a good spot to stop. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to figure out what's going on with my vehicle. You guys continue on. And so by that time we were almost to the top.
Yeah.
Like, cause I think I left Lee and started heading up, and then the Ranger guys were headed at me.
Okay.
Cause I did the Ford guys, did they make it to the cattle guard? Did they turn around just before? Yeah. Yeah. So they didn't quite make it to the cattle guard, which is considered this like the top of Hartless. But they were right there. And I just left Lee. And so we drove up to the cattle guard and we ate lunch, hung out there for a while.
Threw snowballs
at kids, the kids that were there. The yellow Jeep drove up from Hartless, the backside of Hartless, and came back over the summit and was heading down. And at some point, like a big Ford diesel drove past us going down the backside of Hartless.
Yep.
And Donnie, Andrew, and Kellen
and Frankie
were all, they stopped farther down Hartless and ate lunch where we were at the top of Hartless. So when we finished our lunch, we radioed ahead. We said, we're coming down. We cruised down. We met Donnie there. And he wasn't too far ahead at a flat area.
Yeah.
And that's when, who shut off there? It was somebody went and played in that area. That was
me. Well, Lee kind of went up there, almost got stuck. And then I went and drove a circle around Lee while he was working to get unstuck.
Yeah. So he didn't stop until then. And then he went back up Hartless to go fix his rig.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's right. So he didn't stop earlier. He stopped after he went and played in the snow in that flat area off the side of the road. He said, yeah, there's something wrong with my vehicle. I need to figure it out. So he went back up Hartless from there, which isn't that far, and found a place and started tinkering on his vehicle.
Yep.
And then we continued down. That's when we went up and played. You and I went up to that big burn pile pit area. I got stuck a few times. You drove right past me. And then you drove into the deep snow around it was like a stock 5th gen trying to do this. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then we continued on. And then at the bottom, we met Kellen and Andrew, who were posted up in their chairs, hanging out at the bottom. And by that time, we figured we were out of the entire group. We were like, and the yellow, we found out that the Ford diesel went down to pretty much where Donnie was and turned around and went back up.
Yep.
So our entire group was 10 of us, more or less, minus Lee was only 9 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then the yellow Jeep, we figured, made it all the way down. So we were the first 10 people to make it over the top side of Hartless and back down to Ice House Road, which Ice House Road was plowed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so we all drove down all the way down to Ice House, turned around, pointed our vehicles back up towards Hartless, and we hung out there for a little bit. Yeah.
That was a good times. Let's see. So Lee found his issue.
Yes.
So while we were, did he come all the way down to Ice House, or did we catch him on our way back up?
Caught him on the way back up.
We found Brian Jones.
Yep.
Who ran into me almost on my way down, which was fun to see him. He's one of the guys I talked about on the last Monday's episode. The Mormon Immigrant Trail.
2 Mondays ago.
The Mormon Immigrant Trail recoveries. He has the Gladiator on 44s.
Yeah.
A 392 Gladiator on 44-inch tires, the Mickey Thompson Baja Pros. And a super good dude, very experienced snow wheeler. And he even himself was like, dude, it's watching you in the tracks. You're just like floating through the snow. You don't go down and sink. You don't bury nothing. I was like, yeah, it's, and somebody made a comment on Instagram. I was like, I thought it's only snow wheeling if you get stuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of agree. I don't think I was snow wheeling. I was doing over snow travel.
He was on a Sunday drive.
Yeah. Right. I will say though, that the tracks kind of suck in a way because they throw so much snow everywhere as I'm driving that if I go above 10 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour, I have to roll up all my windows.
Well, that is because you have stupid axles. It's not the track's fault.
Even still, the tracks, I think on any axles, they're going to stick way out from the body.
They'll stick further out.
And they're going to throw a bunch of snow no matter what.
Yeah.
So the problem is not that the front side doesn't really throw snow in the window. It's the back tracks. Because as they come around, the snow stays on the track long enough to fling the snow forward.
Right.
And that's what gets flung into the window the whole time.
I told you we need to design you little covers. Like the back tire of a bicycle.
Yeah, right.
That goes over the tire.
Mm-hmm.
We need to just do these little covers so it doesn't throw the snow up at you.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
just have little wheel ones just big enough to where it blocks the travel of snow into the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Because it was a beautiful day. And it was a little warm out that day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want my windows up. I want them down.
Yeah. He was in the snow. He had his windows up and his air conditioning on.
I was. Literally, that's what I was over half the day. So anyways, got down to the bottom. Brian Jones is the one that gave us the Apple.
His buddy.
Oh, his buddy was the one that had it?
Yeah.
Had the Apple Fireball. Yeah.
Which isn't that crap.
It is not this stuff. This stuff is not what we had. So anyways, hung out with them for a little bit, half an hour, 40 minutes down there, and then turned around and started heading back up Hartless.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
We wanted to get back to Uncle Tom's before the sun went down so we could set up camp. We also wanted to but after the poker run had gotten there. Because I saw photos of the poker run crowd there.
There was no parking.
There was no parking. There was 100 people there probably partying. Rants when we got to Uncle Tom's little Foresight here. It looked a little disheveled.
Yes.
Just because he was having to deal with so much stuff all at once.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we were a little concerned about going up Hartless, and for the most part, it was pretty uneventful. We all just kind of cruised. We had some fun. We went back into that little turn off area right at like near the top of Hartless and played around, tried to climb the wall a little bit.
Yep.
Andrew cheated because he was climbing a stump.
Yes, he uncovered a stump under the snow and used that for traction.
Gave him all the grip in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. That 4Runner did really good of his. Yeah. And then we got to the top and met up with Lee and cruised down to Uncle Tom's. You guys went to the front, the main entrance.
Yep.
A few of us went into the back entrance. I think just Lee and I went in the back entrance, hoping that there was no traffic coming out. Fortunately, there wasn't any.
Which was ironic because the traffic came out the front entrance while we were going in.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, dang it, that's whatever.
Yeah. But Uncle Tom's was still popping pretty good. But all the rock zombies were there at that time. They had left their uppermost post and came down to Uncle Tom's and were partying. Really nice guys. I didn't catch any of their names for the most part, but handed out koozies and stickers to a bunch of people. Everybody was super thankful. Let's see, we bought the camping for everybody for the night, and
the first round of drinks.
For everybody in our group. And then got to hang out with Rance for a little while, chatted with him, hung out with some of the rock zombie guys, chatted with them, got to chat with Brennan a little bit more before he took off, which was cool. Walked around with Robert a little bit. Because at first I was like, you ever been here before? And he's like, oh yeah, a few times. And I'm like, okay, never mind. But yeah, that was fun. I talked to a few people about how we interviewed Rance on the podcast, and we have a whole episode about Uncle Tom's Cabin, and Rance was the guy talking. So that was a fun episode to promote. But it was a good time. I had a good time up at Uncle Tom's.
Yeah. It's always a good time at Uncle Tom's. It's very rarely do you have a bad time. In my opinion, the bad times is when it's super packed.
Yeah.
And it's shoulder to shoulder. You can't really get into Uncle Tom's at all. That's when it's kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say no fun. It's just not my scene, being packed full of a big crowd in Uncle Tom's Cabin. So,
yeah.
But talking to Rance, we were trying to figure out, okay, so where are we camping at and where do we go to get there?
Yeah.
And so he kind of showed us where we were going. And then when I went out to the bathroom, I went and hiked down to there as well to find the path down there.
Got it. Okay.
And so we set out and we're like, all right, well, it's starting to get dark now. We should probably go and get things set up.
Yeah.
We're in the dusk hours. And so we went down and found the fire pit, and then kind of everybody's dispersed out around the fire pit and set up camp in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was a good little spot. We found, took me 1 or 2 tries to find a good little level spot for the Bobcat and the rooftop tent. It was the assistant's first time ever snow camping.
Oh, that's right.
So that was a fun experience. One of the first order of operations was to get the fire going. I brought a bunch of firewood from my house, and that
was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Rance did say we could take some of the wood from the cabin, but
that's right.
None of us wanted to hike up and pull it down, carry it down.
Should have told the kids to go up and get it, bring down their sleds.
Yeah, that probably would have worked. The kids were having a good time sledding up and down the hills. Most of the rock zombie guys had left by then. So we went down, started setting up camp, hanging out, started the fire pretty quick, just to kind of keep our toesies and things warm. People made their shelters and food, and we made the rooftop tent. It was my first time setting up the new sleeping pads that we got for the rooftop tent. So a minor learning curve just for those, just because it was the first time of us doing it. But a little forward here, but we thoroughly enjoyed the sleeping pads.
Nice.
We slept very well that night. The pads kept us plenty warm. I purposefully left the down comforter or down mattress pad at home. So we only slept on the electric mattress pad and those air mattresses, foam air mattresses.
Yeah.
But those things have an R rating of 15.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're pretty high up there.
What's the highest you can get to? 20,
I don't
25?
know. I'm not
30?
sure. But like the blue closed cell foam pads are up there at the peak, and they're probably around that same. So these things were plenty warm.
Nice.
And then because they're slight foam, slight air, it doesn't feel like you're sleeping on an air mattress.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more firm than a foam mattress. So it's this wonderful combo.
Yeah.
Of both of them. And so yeah, we were plenty warm through the night and we were really comfortable. I'm super happy with them.
Nice.
So I felt like I overinflated mine. So I would want to lower it down.
Is
my
it
next try.
2 different mattresses in one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got a his and hers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. There are two mattresses that are together.
Okay.
To make one California full size. Yeah. And so that was part of the learning curve, is just putting everything on, putting it together. Like they're the perfect size for the tent, yet the tent, the hinge is inboard. Right. So the hinge is in, so it squeezes the mattresses a little together. But because they're air mattresses and foam mattresses, they push out. Yeah. Like they'll mold around it. And as long as you're not opening and closing the tent on that, then it'll be fine.
Nice.
Yeah. And so the only like hard part is when you're setting it all up, it wants to kind of be a little tent shaped on the inside until you shove it down and it flattens itself back out.
Gotcha.
Yep. But worked great. Really liked it. So we're stoked about that. There's a little more of a learning curve that we have to do for packing up, but the third time now that I've done it, I think I'm understanding it more. Anyways, had a good time. We after eating dinner, I think that we all just hung out around the campfire for a while, sipping on some whiskeys, just chilling, sharing stories, having a good time. The kids were still sledding like into late into the night.
Yeah.
Which was fine.
It was a full moon.
Yeah.
A bright full moon. And the assistant kind of pointed it out how much a full moon reflects off of the snow during snow camping. And so it really is bright out.
Yeah.
At like midnight, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So the kids were sledding until like 9:30 maybe. Yeah. We kept looking over and it's like, oh, they're still going. All right.
Yep. Yeah. When we were packing, the assistant was like, do you need a headlamp? I'm like, no. Yeah. She's like, why don't you want a headlamp? I'm like, cause the snow glows and you don't really need, light. Yeah. What ruins you is when other people have light. Yeah. And so, she never got to experience that until this trip. She never understood it. And so on this trip, she's like, wow, it's so bright at night, even because and it was a full moon, but even when it's not a full moon and the stars are out, it still glows fairly decently. And the contrast between the white of snow and the darkness of like a tree or a bush, you can still navigate yourself around really easily. So, it was good. I think she had a really good time, snow camping. She needs better boots. She complained about her toes. She complained about being cold. Her feet were cold, which meant she was cold overall. But I think if she had better boots, it would have really helped her.
I gotta say, man, the number one thing that I kind of heard from the Mormon immigrant recovery situation was that the people were getting very, very cold in their feet. Yeah. And that's like the number one thing I pay the most attention to. And I have very good snow boots and very good snow socks. Yes. And then I wear gaiters over everything to make sure that I never get cold feet when I'm snow wheeling, camping, anything. Right. So yeah, I love my gaiters. I have good boots and shoes, and I wasn't cold at all. Yeah. For the most part, I think she was wearing the thick Smartwool socks. Okay. So I think it was just a matter of either one, she was cold, her body was cold, so it was pulling the blood out of her shoes. But also her snow boots were probably good for a day in the snow, but not like an overnight. They're not made for being in the snow constantly. Yeah. They're more of like a day trip. Okay. That makes sense. Not like a insulated boot. Yeah. They're just sort of like a plastic or a covered boot in a way. So I think if she wants to, if she's up for it and she wants to go on more snow trips, I think I'm going to have to get her some decent insulated boots. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Yeah. The dinner was great. Everybody kind of had their own thing for dinner. The cock came out before too long. Yeah. Kellen brought his cock out. So we have a bottle of it here. We do have a bottle here in the studio. Empty. The chicken cock. Yeah. Or is it chicken cock? It's called chicken cock. Yeah. Yep. Chicken cock whiskey. Yep. Chicken cock whiskey. So that went around the campfire quite a few times. Yeah. We finished the bottle that night. Yep. And that was just fun jokes were made all night long and the following day about Kellen's cock. So anyways, we had, that was great. There was some Japanese whiskey there. It wasn't Suntory, was it? I thought it was a different one.
No, I didn't.
It was a different one.
Okay.
Lee had a bunch of his, tea. What was that tea? The alcoholic tea?
I don't know.
Wine tea wine?
A plum tea.
Plum tea wine, something like that.
Plum tea wine, even though he said it wasn't plum.
Yeah. And that was really good. I enjoyed that stuff. There was a couple others.
We brought a Russell's Reserve from Monk's. So it was a barrel select Monk's Russell Reserve. And we brought a Indian single malt whiskey.
Okay.
So it's kind of a blend between Scotch and whiskey, which both the assistant and I are indifferent about. And because of that, we've been trying to get rid of it. Okay. So we brought it to die. Yeah. But it didn't die.
Did it die?
No.
Oh, okay. Everybody's too excited over Kellen's cock.
Yep.
So yeah, we did that. Hung out around the fire. Just made a big fire as big as we could fit in the fire pit.
Yeah.
And hung out until 11 p.m. is when people kind of petered out.
Yeah, 10, 11. We didn't stay up that late.
Yeah. I had my normal sleeping setup with the backpacking cot, the air mattress, and sleeping bag.
Yeah.
I did not bring my heated blanket because looking at the weather, I was like, it's not going to even get below 40 degrees.
Right.
Ever the entire time. And I think it dropped below 40 at nighttime.
Maybe. Yeah.
It was around there, but
we don't bring the electric blanket or electric mattress pad to use during the night.
Yeah.
We use it just to warm the bed up before we get in. So you don't get into a cold bed.
Yeah.
And that's the world of difference right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So I didn't bring it. And throughout the night, when I got into my tent, I kind of patted down a spot in the snow where on the half of the side of the tent that I was going to be standing on, changing on, etc. And I left the other side just kind of snow, not packed in.
Okay.
So I put the backpacking cot down, and then throughout the night, I could feel my hip was touching the snow because I didn't pack it down. So this tiny little, not really sunk down. It's just the snow was up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically the cot sank down. And so I had this tiny little spot. I could feel it was about the size of a silver dollar right on my hip.
Oh, no,
that would just get cold right there. That little cold spot. And I was like, mental note in the future, pack down the entire tent, not just half of the tent.
Right.
But overnight it was great. I slept like a baby.
Yeah.
It was a
good too.
Gorgeous night for sleeping out in the snow. Woke up in the morning, made some cold coffee, went around begging people for creamer and nobody had any. I was a little upset.
Yeah. I brought a coffee paste thing that I've been wanting to try.
You never tried that, did you?
Never tried it. Lee ended up making me coffee, so I've yet to open up this coffee paste to try it out. But maybe next trip.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm really curious about that. I want to hear how it does.
I'm interested about it. Yeah, slow morning for me. Had a bit of whiskey. But rallied and we ate our breakfasts, and the Rover guys took off pretty early. They were kind of up and out. And then we were hanging out, and then I think Kellen took off. Or did Kellen take off? Andrew took off eventually. Did Kellen and Frankie take off?
I want to say they
took off.
I want to say they took off about the same time Andrew did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just kind of you, me, and Lee left. And then, so we finished packing up, and then we all three drove up to Uncle Tom's. We said bye to Rance, who was sitting actually in the cabin, and said thanks for letting us stay. We had a great time. And said our goodbyes. And we started to drive out, and some Tacomas and 4Runners were driving in at that same time. And then, by the time we hit pavement, it started raining.
Dumping. It was dumping hard.
Yeah. Or when we were there, it was raining, because I remember yelling at one of the guys with the 4Runner, hey, your guys' windows down. Yeah. So right as we were leaving, it started dumping. And it rained for a little while down the mountain. And there was tons of snow gone.
There was like no snow at all. We were pretty much on pavement from Uncle Tom's all the way back to Stumpy Meadows.
Yeah. It was crazy. At one point I pulled off, unlocked my hubs, and took it out of 4-wheel drive. and was driving the rest of the way in 2-wheel drive, just because there wasn't anything. And you were cruising on the tracks, and there was still snow on that dip right before Stumpy Meadows, or right on our way back as we're leaving Stumpy Meadows. There's the dip before we get out. And I was like, well, I'll see if I make it up this in 2-wheel drive. And we did. So that was good.
Yeah. Yeah, the tracks they're not fun to drive on pavement with. They're not as bad as you would think. They're just really loud.
Yeah.
Like once you get over 10 miles an hour, it really smooths out. So it's not a super bumpy ride in the tracks, but it's just really freaking loud in there. Like you really should have earplugs if you're driving on pavement with the tracks.
Sure.
But it did it just fine. And my main concern was heating up the bogey wheels.
Sure, I bet.
Because the bogey wheels are cooled from the snow, typically that you go driving through. Since it was raining on us, I wasn't too concerned. I was more concerned on Friday, coming down Mormon Immigrant, because it was bright, sunny, no snow, no water in the road at all, dry pavement, driving for, I think I drove 3 or 4 miles on the tracks on pavement. And I was like, I'm going to burn up these bogey wheels, man. So yeah, made it out, back out to plow line. And then I got to hop in Lee's, cruiser, the Sperm Whale FJ80, and drove it down to the truck to pick up my truck and trailer, and brought it back up and loaded up Kermit. And
and I stayed up there.
Bobcat.
Yeah. I stayed up there with Kermit.
I was going to say you hid something, but well, I guess I already said it now.
Yeah. Hit a token in that general area.
Yeah. There's something up there somewhere.
Yep. Well, I mean, they don't know where that is. But yeah, so there's something in that general area where plow line was. So that, and not too far off the road. So that shouldn't be a hard one. Yeah. I mean, all in all, I had a fantastic time. I thought it was a great trip. I really, the group of people was fun. The diversity of vehicles was fun. I thought it was a perfect group size. Like at first I was kind of like, oh, only like, 9 other people showed up or whatever. And I was like, this is perfect. Like I wouldn't want a bigger group doing all the things that we were doing. So I thought that was really good.
Everybody seemed to really experience with snow wheeling. Nobody needed, I think we had to pull somebody once.
I think, did Andrew have to pull Kellen?
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Down, when they were ahead of us. Or vice versa. But nobody really got stuck. Nobody had any problems besides Lee and his brakes. So his front brake calipers came undone, and he was able to fix it or replace the line, or he did something. So he was able to fix that in the long term, and then everything was working good on his end. Yeah. So it was a great trip. I had a good time. I wish that, we talked a little bit about it on last week's episode, I think, or the week before, where I was anxious because I didn't have a lot going on, kind of thing. Yeah. Like my mind was still in overdrive mode.
Yeah.
And so that Saturday, my mind was still in overdrive mode over the weekend. I wasn't able to, I think, truly enjoy it as much as I should have. But it was definitely, I was much needed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was just a fun day, good group of guys. It was fun to see all the different types of vehicles and how they could wheel and play in the snow, and perfectly capable people. I mean, it was a great time. I had a fantastic time, and it was good to meet people that I've talked with on Instagram or other social media platforms, and now got to meet them in person. So that was really cool.
Yep. Agreed. So a lot of fun. Looks like we're going to be trying to plan another kind of listener meetup that will be probably at the Morphlate warehouse. So bring in some food trucks and just kind of hang out and do a meet and greet car event thing where people can bring their vehicles up, and we can all check out the vehicles and hang out with some food trucks for the day. So,
yeah, definitely. That'd be fun. We'll figure that out. We'll inform everybody as soon as we can. We won't need to send you or hide the coordinates on that one.
No.
So,
that one's easy to get to.
Yeah. Well, cool. Anything else?
That's it, man.
Yeah. I just want to say big shout out to Uncle Tom's Cabin. And Rants. Thanks for accommodating us. We had a blast. I'm glad everything worked out as well as it possibly did. If you guys are passing by Uncle Tom's, you know, one of the main ways that this place stays open is you guys visiting and you guys buying a beer or hanging out and getting something. So stop in, go have some fun, talk to the guys behind the bar. Pretty much everybody behind the bar has a cabin or has stayed up there for a long time. And so they have a good history of the area. So they're always fun to talk to.
Yep. Yeah, super good people. So go check them out anytime you're in the area. Head into the Rubicon. Just stop in and get a couple drinks, even if they're just to get 6 for your trip out on the Rubicon. It's a great spot to kind of jump in and show them some patronage and keep them in business there. So
right.
All right, cool. Fun weekend, fun times. Thanks everybody for coming out. If you want to give us some feedback, if anybody from the trip wants to call in with some of the fun stories that they encountered, you can definitely do that. The phone number, as always, is our snail mail voicemail hotline, whatever it is. 916-345-4744. Give us a call, leave us your feedback, leave us a voicemail. We'll listen to it and play it and respond to it here on the show on Fridays.
Yep.
So Jimmy, any final words to wrap up the show?
I think we forgot somebody. Did we forget about somebody?
We had Donnie, Robert, Lee, his kids. Country Club Tyler, his family, Andrew, Kellen, Frankie, the Wild Horses guys.
Yeah.
Was there
and the Exploder people?
Was there a guy there named Kyle?
Kyle? Was that it?
Maybe. I think there was a Kyle there. I just remember Frankie.
I just remember Frankie too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe not.
With that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Alrighty.
We going up there? Cool. Why did the teacher write the information on the window?
I don't know why. Why, Jimmy?
Because she wanted the lesson to be very clear.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're ever need to make things clear, just write it on a window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sounds like
good.
Sounds like a moral life solution right there.
Yep.